Hello, hello, hello. All right, ready to get started tonight on our Facebook Live. I want to say hi to everybody joining. Happy New Year and Wednesday evening. And for those of you who may be new to the YHN community, let me introduce myself. I'm Lindsay. I'm a nurse practitioner on a mission to keep nurses in nursing. And how do I do that? Well, I teach you how to be resilient and feel ease, love, and joy by living a life of yoga. So every Wednesday evening, we meet right here at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to discuss how you can start living a life of yoga. And this involves things like movement, breath work, and mindfulness training or mindset training. Hi, Nicole. Hi, Katie. Thank you for joining. So tonight, we are going to hit on mindset. And for those who are joining live, let me just start out with a question. And if you're with me, I'd love to hear your answer. So it's just a yes or no answer, and you can pop that in the chat box for me. But this new year, did you set a resolution, an intention, or a goal? So I'll give you a few moments, hit an emoji, thumbs up if you did. So Katie did. Thank you for sharing, Katie. And also feel free to share what your resolution, your intention, or your goal was in the chat. I would love to hear about them. Thanks for joining, Jen. So again, setting this intention, this resolution or this goal for the new year, I set an intentional word to live by for the next year, and mine is grace. And that just allows me to give myself more grace in life. So sometimes I can take it a little bit too seriously. So I want to really be able to give myself more grace. So again, feel free as I go through this training, if you want to share your intention, your resolution, or your goals, feel free to share that in the chat with us. Getting paid to speak. Woo! I love it. I love it. I love it. Great. So when we set an intention or resolution or goal, we have to have some action behind it, right? So without action, there wouldn't be accomplishment. So did you write the action steps down, or did you just keep them up in your head when you came up with your resolution, intention, or your goal? So journaling or writing things down where you can easily look back and hold yourself accountable is key to maintaining transformative actions. And a lot of times, I know myself when I started journaling, it almost felt like another task to do. And it almost felt like, well, I can just think about it. But I'm telling you guys, it's a transformative experience. If you haven't journaled, and you don't have to do it long, I highly, highly recommend you to do it. And one way to really start is to buy yourself a really nice journal, something that you like to write in. I myself use a spiral bound because when you open it up, it lays flat. So I love that, and I can like turn the page over and it's easier for me to write. So find something that you really like to write in as well as you take this mindset training or transformative mindfulness journey. Okay, so again, we want to hold ourselves accountable by making action steps. So no worries if you didn't do the action steps to take towards your goals, your intentions, or your resolution, because I'm going to do them with you right now. Okay. Now is the time to grab your journal or a piece of paper and a pen. And I'm going to review some questions with you. And I want you to reflect on them. And I'm going to give you about 30 seconds for each. And you can always come back to rewatch this video if you don't have time to do this. And I'm also providing you with a downloadable guide. The link is in the video that you can just click and download the guide and print it out and use it for yourself at a later time or another month or another week. You know, our goals are always changing. So if you have your journal, a piece of paper, and a pen, I'm going to go ahead. I'm just putting on my timer. I'm going to go ahead and get started with the first question. So what action or behavior would you like to stop doing in your life that is no longer helpful towards meeting any of your health and wellness goals? So these are things that like may actually be harmful to you. Okay, so what things in your life, what actions or behaviors could actually be harmful to you that you're doing that you would like to stop doing? So go ahead with your 30 seconds and take this time. What action or behavior would you like to stop doing that is no longer helpful towards meeting any of your health and wellness goals? And if you don't have a pen and paper and you want to jot it down in the chat box, feel free to do that as well. So 30 seconds ends pretty quickly, so we're coming up on an end here. So I'm going to go ahead and move on to the next one. Number 2, what action or behavior would you like to do less of? So you may find these to be too time consuming or they just don't bring you joy. And you need to be really honest with yourself. Is it an action or a behavior that people make you feel like you should be doing more of and you just bitch the whole time that you're doing it and you're really unhappy but you feel obligated to do that? Again, mindset training. What is really not bringing you joy? What actions or behaviors are not bringing you joy and you're holding yourself accountable? You're becoming resentful because you have to do these. Okay. So number 3, 30 seconds like flies by. Number 3, this is why it's great that we have the downloadable PDF guide, and that's in the link if you need this. So number 3, what actions or behaviors would you like to keep doing? So what is currently bringing you joy? So if you can write down maybe 1 to 3 of these things, go ahead and do that. What action or behavior would you like to keep doing in your nurse life currently? What's currently bringing you joy? Good. You can probably hear them when my alarm goes off. All right, number 4. What action or behavior would you like to do more of more frequently? So think about something that maybe out of the previous number 3, what really brings you joy, and what out of that do you want to do more of? Okay, so this is where we really kind of things that bring you joy is going to tie emotion into your action. And most of us don't like doing things that make us feel bad or down or anxious or depressed or just plain old shitty, right? We want to do things that make us feel joyful and happy and healthy. So what action or behavior would you like to do more of more frequently that can continue to bring these emotions forward? And a lot of your intentions or your goals or your resolutions are emotionally driven. So we're starting to kind of tie that in here. If you can see that starting to mold or to yoke or to yoga, to unionize. So this is where our yoga comes into play, right? It's not just movement on the mat. You can live yoga off the mat in many different ways. All right, so last one is number 5. What action or behavior would you like to start doing? So this may be your resolution. This may be like, I want to start, exercising more to lose the 10 pounds that I want to lose. Or I want to, like in my example, with Grace, I need to set up boundaries in terms of, my business boundaries, my work boundaries, so I give myself more grace in my life. So I can take a breath and feel more ease and love and joy. All right. So what action or behavior would you like to start doing? Awesome. So we're just finishing up now. This is our last question, and we're completed. And how was that? If you're still with me here, give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed that quick little exercise that kind of brings your action steps forward that hopefully are going to lead you into your goals, your intentions, and your resolutions. So again, it's great to set these ideas, but we need to have action steps behind them in order to accomplish our goals. All right. And we need to hold ourselves accountable. So that's why writing them down is so great. So you can always go back and you can always reassess, right? Whatever we implement, even in the nursing process, whatever we implement, we reassess to see how that happens. Same damn thing here in our own lives, right? We want to look at what's working for us and what's not working for us. And we can change our self-care plan. It's not set in stone. Change it. It's flexible for you. Whatever works for you personally works for you. It may not work for the next nurse standing next to you. So I really hope you enjoyed this exercise. Wasn't too bad, right? And it's super helpful on clarity. So again, your next steps are implementation, and you got this, okay? You are going to get at those action steps. And if you feel overwhelmed, just take one action step to do. I know when it's a new year, we kind of like easily overwhelm ourselves with all these new things that we're going to do. So maybe just work on one, and work on one for a whole week, and then maybe one for a month, or just one for the whole year. It doesn't have to be too overbearing. Remember, you have a whole big nurse life to do as well. So we want to be able to yoke or union or yoga these things into our life, okay? So small, consistent, successful steps are more likely to get you to your goals